You don't understand what's happening here. I'm in God mode nowadays, son. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of your table. I'm the provider around here, huh? I'm the greatest of this generation, no questions asked. I'm the greatest universal champion of all time, which makes me the greatest to ever do this.
This is Space Jesus Billy Starks, and you're listening to Sit Down Mark's podcast with Primo, DD, and AJ.
What is going on, everybody? Episode number 47 of the Sit Down Marks podcast. What is happening? I got my boys, AJ and Primo, with me here as usual. What's going on, Marks?
Howdy.
I'm not frozen. I was faking it. I was faking it, suckers.
I thought you were joining the Dark Order. It's kind of what it looked like more. That's right.
Episode 47, yeah.
We're already in the Dark Order. We don't need to join again.
Yeah, we don't need to join. But wait, we can recruit, I guess. We're given recruiting privileges, permissions.
We did.
Showing your allegiance is what you're doing.
Yes, I was. There we go.
Sounds more like it. So, a lot going on in the world of wrestling. Let me first thank our sponsors here today. The Coastland Apparel out there, they've been hooking us up with that fire gear for a long time. Primo's sporting the hat and the shirt right now. I got the hat on today, and AJ's always sporting Coastland Apparel as you will. So go check those guys out, coastlandapparel.com. Use promo code BIRDTV for 15% off your order, and or you can go through one of our social medias. We have the link right there. Go use that link on our Twitter and check us out and by you buying merchandise from Coastland Apparel, it kicks back and helps support the show. Also, our other sponsor, man, I tell you what, Jet Designs on Facebook. He is catching fire, man. He is a big producer in the custom diecast market right now. He is banging out some really fire cars for fantasy leagues. For organizations, companies. He's making some really awesome diecast right now. So go to Jet Designs on Facebook, JET Designs, and check them out. And he will be see if you can hook yourself up and get your car started there. So also I want to thank everybody listening right now on all the podcast platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, many more. And if it's Friday, you're listening, it's on SportzWire online radios right before the Thomas Bryce Show and throughout the week. So if you like the pod, please do us a favor. Tell a friend, first of all, and leave us a great 5-star review on whatever platform you listen from. All right, boys.
Or your family member. It doesn't have to be a friend. You may not even like them, but you can tell them too.
Like I always say, tell that one friend that you know that likes wrestling. Everybody's got one. You know what I mean? So tell them about the podcast. Hook us up there, and we really do appreciate it. So, okay, guys, man, today is the last day that I will say on a double-digit number. 10 days away from the in St. Louis. You guys ready or what?
I am so ready. I can't wait. Me and AJ have both said this many times. My favorite pay-per-view of the year, and I'm just so excited to be able to finally go.
And it's our first pay-per-view.
That's right.
Not only is it our favorite, it's our first.
Couple of noobs.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not a pay-per-view anymore. It's a premium.
It's a premium
live event.
Premium live event, yes.
Premium live event.
The rebrand, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be my second Royal Rumble. Ironically, it's going to be my second. Both will be in St. Louis. I was there when Sheamus won in 2012, so I'm excited to go back. It's going to be nice to see it in the big dome there. I'm excited, man. The matches are getting lined up. You know, the surprises are always fun. You know, all I can say is get ready, man, because we're going to stand up and sit down a lot, or we're just going to be standing up a lot because, you know what I mean? So
we're going to be cutting down from 10 a lot.
Yes, we are.
At least 30 times. Maybe 29 times.
Maybe we'll practice. Maybe we'll practice.
28 times.
28 times, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need to practice because
make sure we know our numbers.
Later. Yeah. We will. All right. So speaking of, real quick, next week, we are officially the Kurt Angle trophy that AJ possesses at the moment is going to be put up here at the Royal Rumble. So, all right. So before we go on pre-pod next week, we're going to draw our spots. And whatever spot ends up winning the Rumble is going to win the trophy here. So we're going to reveal next week as well our spots for the Rumble. So it's going to be exciting to know what numbers we're going to have. This will be just for the men's Rumble, the main event of the night. So it's going to be exciting there. But to get us pumped up, man, we could be listening to this new jam. The Pop of the Pod this week is a old school a song of a wrestler that they've kind of remixed and come back and like it makes it a little more fun, a little more hot for me. So today's Pop of the Pod is Kevin Steen's best friend and best favorite enemy in the ring, Sami Zayn. Liking the new tune. I like the new tune.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's new. It's his new heelish.
Yeah. And it gives him the chance to dance funky, like all ska, like all with his, with his all, with dropkick Murphys going on. You know what I mean? Like that kind of dancing that they're, you know what I mean? Like
real big fish.
Yeah, real big fish.
And the other one that
perfect
was big for like 8 seconds. The squirrel nut zippers.
Yes. Zoot Suit Riot. Is that what we are? The cherry popping down.
Throw back a bottle of beer.
All right, AJ, get us rolling, man. This day in wrestling history and birthdays, man. What's going on?
That was a genre of music. I mean, it still is, but.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay. This day in wrestling history.
Whose game is it? How many days is it?
AJ's game, baby. Woo! 437,813 seconds.
Wow.
As your reigning, defending, sit-down marks pay-per-view champion.
Legit.
Primo.
That's probably
I'm so happy here. That's how.
Primo said,
no,
nope.
That's how he talks. He can talk.
I'm going to stay here for 5 more months. Sound like Mr. Hanky.
I love you so much.
Nice.
So,
all right.
This day in wrestling history.
What happened when I was a kid?
Back when Dirty was working in his father's haberdashery in 1880, at the original Madison Square Garden in New York City, William Muldoon defeats Theobald Bauer. Yes, Theobald, not Theobald. Theobald. Theobald Bauer to become the first American Greco-Roman heavyweight champion of the world. He would hold that title until his retirement at the end of 1881.
No kidding.
No
kidding.
So,
man,
little baby Dirty would get done making hats for the people and go see some.
So that was Theobald's last run?
Yeah, it was Theobald's. Yeah.
Theobald.
Theobald had one last run before his retirement.
I was more familiar with his brother Ichabod. He used to ride a horse during Halloween.
Ichabod didn't ride the horse? The Headless Horseman rode the horse.
Oh, there you go. Sure.
He was also named Theobald, though.
Theobald.
So I kept it short and sweet because we have a lot to go through. So this day in history, both the 91 and 92 Royal Rumbles took place. 91 Rumble was, of course, won by Hulk Hogan because he's cunty and that's what he did. And then the 92 Rumble, we, of course, talked about 2 weeks ago when Ric Flair won the WWF Heavyweight Championship. And guess what? Hulk Hogan was cunty as he is. And you just go listen to our podcast. You talk all about it.
Two things happen on this podcast. If we mention Hulk Hogan, we either mention Mr. America or we mention how much of a cunt he is.
How cunty he is. We never say anything good about Hulk Hogan. Like he brought wrestling.
I do. I'm the only.
Yeah, but you work at a haberdashery, so it doesn't matter.
I made red and yellow hats.
They had tassels that came down and got in your eyes and stuff. Oh, fuck off, Hulk Hogan. Today's birthdays. Oh, wait, I forgot. For January 19th, for all you marks out there. There you go.
There it is.
Primo.
Wow.
Okay. Today we have, in 1941, Pat Patterson, the first ever Intercontinental Champion.
Yep. The reason why we have the Royal Rumble these days.
Yeah.
That was his brainchild. God bless Pat Patterson, man. He did so much.
Didn't he get fired like 5 times and then he came back like 5 times?
Everybody got fired 5 times, come back. I don't know. Now, that was more like Bruce Pritchard, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got fired a lot too. They all got fired. In 1972, we have R-Truth, otherwise known as K-Quick, otherwise known as Ron the Truth Killings. He is 50 years old today.
Big 5-0.
Wow. And he still looks like he does, or he still looks like he did when he was 20. That man has insane genetics.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I seen him like a long time ago, and like just like he was just like in just phenomenal shape, man. Like he always has been in phenomenal shape.
Fellow old person.
Easy.
Yes.
They went over there. What's up?
They met at the Sunday brunch at Battery Park after taking the trolley and buying.
I won't say what bar it is, but he used to frequent a bar I worked at.
Did he? That's pretty cool. Wait, have you met him?
Yes.
Is he a cool guy?
Did he say, what's up?
Nothing more than a employee to a customer.
Okay.
I guess.
I mean, he seems like he would just be awesome to like hang out with in real life.
Hilarious as hell.
I know.
Yeah.
Also today we have Tyler Breeze in 1988.
Prince Pretty.
Prince Pretty.
I miss Prince Pretty. I loved Tyler Breeze, like in NXT and his initial run with the Fashion Files. I love Tyler Breeze. Yesterday we had Batista in 1969. Carl Anderson in 1980, who I am apparently a month older than. That's
Machine Gun Carl.
Yeah. And then in 1954, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And that is today, and yesterday, in wrestling history and birthdays.
Wow. Not bad. Not bad.
All
right, Primo, get us rolling, man. What's going on in the headlines right now?
What's going on in the headlines? I tell you what, man, there's nothing like a good news giggle. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hear it. Giggle, giggle.
A good news giggle.
Nothing like a good news giggle. You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Nothing like a good news giggle.
Here we go.
Thank you.
That's right, Triple H. Nothing like a good news giggle.
Nothing like a good news giggle.
Speaking of news giggle, Roderick Strong's Pro Wrestling T-Store seems to be back online. Moving on, next headline. What's up?
Speculation,
yeah. WWE is under fire. I'm sure we've all seen this on Twitter today. According to WrestlingNews.co, as it is noted, as it was noted earlier, WWE recently trademarked the name Gunther Stark. A quick Google search shows that there was a Gunther Stark who served as a Nazi Germany military commander during World War II. It is pretty clear now that the name was trademarked for Walter after last night's NXT episode. It remains to be seen if they will decide to remove his last name or continue to move on with their plans. Since I have written this headline, I've seen that they had posted on WWE.com or something like that. His superstar profile just says Gunther.
God, I mean, that's a stupid name too, but how do you... I can't even wrap my brain around this. How do you accidentally name one of your wrestlers?
Somebody in creative is like, this is gonna be great.
Oh, fucking fire that person! Jesus Christ!
It's not the button to push.
No, what a Hulk Hogan cunt that person is.
So over the weekend, Tony Khan announced on AEW Dark tapings over the weekend that Eddie Kingston is injured and will be out for a few weeks.
Boo! Yeah, that makes me sad. I was looking forward to his and Jericho's weeks long feud.
Yeah, he just makes wrestling good when he's in it.
So we know that tonight AEW TNT champion Cody Rhodes is returning, but also Fightful Select has reported that currently he is working without an active AEW contract and at the moment is a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. We're being worked.
Yeah.
Or this is the loop that he can challenge for the title. Remember, he lost a long time ago and he couldn't challenge for the title. Who was he wrestling against? Was it Moxley?
Yeah, it was Moxley.
Who's coming back tonight? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's weird. I don't know, man. You know, or everybody's like, oh, he might be in the Rumble. This is the guy that's going to break the wall. I don't think he would do that for them. He's building this company. You know what I mean?
He's not going to go back to.
You know, unless they let him walk in there with full AEW garb on.
Yeah, that would be funny.
But that's the only way you do it a bit. What, Primo?
I was gonna say there's no like this is that's almost not even newsworthy that doesn't have a current contract. He's one of the EVPs, so
I know he's not going anywhere. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
For
like,
fuck's sake.
Yeah. Moving on, WWE is returning to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on February 19th for the Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed they didn't have anything notched for February.
Right.
I was like, usually means a Saudi show.
And then Mustafa Ali has requested his release from the WWE.
Good.
Has he got it yet?
I don't know if he's been granted his release yet, as of now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't read it if he has. And
He
good.
just-
I think he's so good.
Did he really do it just straight out on social media?
On Instagram.
Instagram? Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not a good way to do business, but
And
I
lastly,
maybe he's asked for it before and they didn't give it to him, so this is the way he's going.
Yeah,
about.
now they're like,
it'll
fuck
be on the
you.
way out. Yeah.
lastly, as you heard at the top of the show, Roman Reigns is currently on God mode. Roman Reigns made history this week, becoming the longest Universal Champion of all time, suppressing Brock Lesnar's streak of 504 days.
I like it. I like that he
God
beat
mode
Brock
is going to
Street.
be a big moniker for him from this day forward. Watch.
Right. Yep.
Unless he loses at the Rumble.
Print the shirts. Print
God,
Seth freaking
the
Rollins.
shirts.
Did you know that Seth freaking Rollins is his name now on WWE.com?
Is it?
Yep. Yeah.
Did they make new Bloodline shirts without Paul in them?
No,
Did I see that?
they made a shirt and they like scratched out Paul. No,
That's
it's the same
amazing.
shirt. They just scratched it out.
Okay, well that was Monday. That was Friday with the white shirts on.
I saw
Monday
the
they
black
showed up with
shirt.
the blacks,
I'm not sure.
and they looked new. That's why, and then it kind of looked like I couldn't tell because there was so much
Yeah.
going on. But
They were
like,
moving too fast.
yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
either.
I know. Same here. That's why I said seeing if y'all caught it or not. So.
But yeah, that's the headlines for today.
Sweet.
Congrats to Roman Reigns for being the all-time Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, it's just Universal, right? Because didn't Bob Backlund have the championship for like 12 years or something like that?
Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno.
Yeah, he had it for like.
Yeah.
But I mean, in Universal Universal and WWE are different, but still, even combined Reigns. Brock Lesnar still has the longest combined days, but single reign of Universal Championship, Roman Reigns has it.
Are they going to leave the belt on him until he beats Brock's combined days as champ? Well, he's got a long way
It's
to
only
go
like
for that.
it's only like 100 more days.
Oh, then
it's
yeah,
not very long.
Yeah, he'll probably
Yeah.
get it.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the fan shout out here. If you want to, just DM us on Twitter at SitDownMarks and let us know when and where you listen to the podcast. We will shout you out on the pod. This week's shout out, guys, goes out to Kevin. He says he listens in Utah while he travels. I'm assuming that means by plane, train, and automobile. So, Kevin, we
Horse-drawn
appreciate it,
carriage.
brother. Thank you so much, man, out there in Utah. Go Cougars or Utes or whoever your team is out there.
Who's Brigham Young? Are they the
They're in Utah. Yeah,
The
they're Cougars.
Cougars?
Utes or Utah.
That's a stupid name. Utes. Reminds me of my cousin Biddy. The Utes. Who else is out there? Oh, the Jazz. There you go. Jazz, look at me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin, for listening to the show.
So Kevin's listening.
Yes,
Appreciate
thanks,
that.
Kevin.
All right, AJ.
Thanks,
time,
Kevin.
time to
You
get
might be
to
the only person from Utah.
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably that one dot that we have in Utah. So
Yeah.
tell a friend, Kevin, so we can have another dot on the Utah map, please. So All right, here we go. Time for AJ's favorite part of the week. He probably spent countless hours watching lame movies, and he's about to tell us about one. Here we go.
AJ's movie of the week.
So, the reason I picked this particular movie is two. There's two reasons. One, it is mercifully short at 46 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And two, I already did another Hanna-Barbera WWE crossover, so I thought I'd do another one. I watched WWE Stone Age SmackDown, which is, of course, a crossover between the WWE and the Flintstones.
That's amazing.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I want to call Hanna-Barbera and be like, you owe me 46 minutes of life. Like, give me those minutes back.
All these movies owe your life, owe you minutes back to your life.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Actually, this one wasn't too bad. Like, it was clearly aimed for kids. So the premise of it is that Fred is, a bumbling moron and gets fired from his job for gross incompetence. And so his boss rips up. It's on a rock. Like, he destroys his paycheck. And so he makes some money by having a fight at the county fair or whatever. None of this matters. What matters is that the wrestlers involved are the main heel and villain of the movie is CM Punk, which is fucking awesome. His name is CM Punk Rock in the movie. Like, they all have stupid Boulder Rock like names, which is so dumb.
So this was
like
more recent than I thought it was. When you said Flintstones, I assumed it was like during like the late 80s.
The 80s? No, this was like 2013. It was right before CM Punk left.
Made his exit.
Yeah, but all their stupid rock pun names are so dumb. Like,
he was like, "That's it, fucking, you made me do the Flintstones."
Flintstones. He kept landing in Vince McMahon's. That's Vince McMahon, by the way. Like, he kept landing. They pulled a Back to the Future where Biff kept falling in the manure and stuff. Like, they did that with fucking whatever, slimy seafood or whatever. But like some of the names, like John Cena Stone, like you're not even trying. John Cena Stone, like Rey Mysterio is in it. Like that one's
that's clever. That's
clever. CM Punk Rock, which is Mark Henry was Marble Henry.
No,
it was Bree and Nikki Boulder. Okay.
That
seems fine.
Okay.
Daniel Bryrock, which made me almost stop the movie and be like, okay, I'm
not dry rock.
Daniel Bryrock, who only has like 8 seconds in the entire movie. So I'm gonna give you the brief. It goes: Fred is an incompetent cunt. Apparently, that's my word today. His twattery means that he can't take his family on vacation. He lies to his family and starts a wrestling promotion, and he gets beaten up, and then he wins the wrestling promotion and enough money to take his family on vacation. I'm sorry, he sells his wrestling promotion to Vince McMahon for the price of a family vacation in true Vince McMahon fashion. Also, the last thing I'll say about this is The Undertaker was in it. Guess what The Undertaker's name was?
The Undertaker.
He is The Undertaker. Yeah, he's like, fuck your rock puns.
It just seems like something the Undertaker would do. He's like, no, fuck that. It's just me.
The Undercourts.
Dude, that's terrible.
I don't know.
The Underraker.
He's throwing in words. But I will say, however, he did at one point in the movie have on a pair of pink wrestling jocks that were riding up his butt crack, and he comments about it. So there's the last image for your movie: cartoon Undertaker wearing pink wrestling jocks with a gigantic wedgie. And I don't recommend this movie. It is almost painful to watch.
That's your offer. You haven't recommended any of them.
I recommended
Santa's Sleigh.
Santa's Sleigh, yeah. I highly recommend
Primo
it.
remembered the one that he did too. He's like, oh yeah, Santa's Sleigh. That was like the only one.
The movie was fucking great.
All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am the Dirty Bird, of course. AJ and Primo here with me. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. the weekly recap, of course, in the world of wrestling. We're going to review the 2002 Royal Rumble match, and also we're going to continue our virtual promotions as we build them. Today, we're going to stock up our women's division. We're going to draft 5 singles wrestlers. Any women that are wrestling are on the board to be drafted. Except for Sasha Banks, because we already predetermined that I did indeed draft her.
Remember Primo?
When did this happen?
Yep.
So Sasha's is already gone. So
Like a poppycock.
we'll be doing that later, and then
Four
also
samples.
I got a nice game of squared circle questions lined up for the boys today. But before we get started here on the recaps, AJ, tell the masses where they can grab that March merch.
Well, masses, March merch. You can grab March merch such as this lovely long sleeve tee right here. Super soft,
good.
super comfy, very, very breathable. I don't know how to describe long sleeve t-shirts in a way that makes them sound appealing. So you can get this Mark's merch at tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. Again, that URL is tpublic.com/stores/SITDOWNMARKS. Go buy our things, you lovely fuckers.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
You're listening
to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right, it's weekly recap time here. Before we get started to what we're seeing on TV, let's talk about the indie roundup. Here is I got a big one for you here. This is for the weekend of January 21st on Friday, 22nd Saturday, and 23rd Sunday. I mean, we got a lot of shows here to go over, man. So let's get to it. All right, so Warrior Wrestling, big show going on up in South Bend, Indiana. Their champion right now is Will Ospreay. He's going to put that title on the line. Yes, you heard it right. Will Ospreay is going to be in Indiana. South Bend for Warrior Wrestling. He's going to be putting the title on the line against Brian Cage. So that was going on Saturday. Friday night, though, January 21st, a really big show going on. A couple of different promotions getting together. PWX, Action, SUP, and I think maybe a few others around the Southeast are putting together a card called Southeast First. Basically, what this is going to, profile Southeast wrestlers, promotions, get all these guys mixing it up together to, just kind of feature the Southeast United States indie scene. Guys like AC Mack are going to be there, Anthony Henry, and also Alex Shelley is going to be there as well. So next up, a big thing going on this weekend as well. First thing I want to say that GCW, everybody's familiar with them. They are inducting Jerry Lynn, Homicide, LuFisto, Tracy Smothers, Ruckus, and Dave Prazik into the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame this weekend.
LuFisto.
So
I
that's
love that name.
Going to be going on, yeah. And also, there's a big show going on Sunday. It's called The World on GCW Sunday at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Huge card available on Fight TV.
Huge.
Effie is wrestling Double J Jeff Jarrett. Yes, Effie is wrestling Jeff Jarrett on that card. Matt Cardona is wrestling Joey Janela. They got a nice feud going on. John Moxley is back. The Briscoes are going to be there. Big, huge card. I think it's only like $15, maybe $20, man. It's well worth it. So check out that card. Saturday night, Limitless Wrestling up in AJ's favorite town in Maine, which is?
Yarmouth.
They got a card up there called Cut Loose. Saturday, January the 22nd. Some of the wrestlers we like are on this card, man. AJ's favorite tag team, Bear Country, is wrestling. We got Rip
Bear
Bison's
Country's in Yarmouth?
Yep, he's going to be in Yarmouth. JD Drake. But the big one I'm keeping my eye on, and I can't wait to see, is going to be the big dog collar match between Big Beef, Gnarls Garvin, and Charles Mason. If you guys didn't know, they got like a really boiled over feud going right now. So Bear Country is going to be in Yarmouth, and make sure you guys check that out. AJ's got the giggles. He's giving it there.
Nothing like a good news giggle, AJ.
Bear Country's going to be in Yarmouth.
Moving on, just a quick postponement. Freelance Wrestling was supposed to run this coming weekend in Joliet, Illinois. They have postponed due to health and safety issues and concerns. I didn't know if you guys know, but Paradigm Pro Wrestling down in Louisville posted that they just did a show and there was a positive COVID test out of that show. So they were asking everybody to get tested. So they kind of prompted some other places to slow down. So Freelance is going to come back later, but running this weekend, 2 shows actually. 01 is running in Mattoon, Illinois, January 22nd and 23rd. They got 2 shows. The first one's called New Year's Retribution. Camaro Jackson is the champ there. He's putting the title on the line against Jake Lander. And then Sunday the 23rd, the Josiah Tai Chi Grand Prix Tournament, which is a all-women's tournament. That's going on, so that's going to be a big show. Moving on, Terre Haute, Indiana, Saturday night, New Wave Pro is running a show called Anniversary. So if you're in Terre Haute, get to that show. Another real big show going on down close to where a good friend of the podcast, Dylan, Cape Wrestling is going to be running in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Big show down there called New Year's Chaos. It's Saturday night. Marco Stunt's going to be there. QT Marshall, KLD, Alex Zane. Big show going on down there. So I'm sure Dylan's going to be setting ringside for that one. So big show down there as well. Also Saturday night, SCW in Iowa City, Iowa. Big show they do out there. This one's called Hulkamania. Our good friend Corn Boy is going to be there, as well as Rip Studwell and Manders also on the card. All right, getting down to the last few here. We Kansas City, Missouri, DWF, Dynamic Wrestling Federation, Saturday night. They're putting on a big show there. Dan the Dad's going to be there. Jeremy Wyatt. So a lot of big shows going on. But the 2 big ones we're looking at this weekend, Saturday night, January 22nd, Prophetstown, Illinois, at the Recreation Center. Zawa Live Wrestling is back for a card called Breathe. It's their first time back in Prophetstown Rec Center in quite some time. Our guy Hartenbauer is putting up the title against Marman. We got Country Air is going to be there. Christian Rose. It's going to be a real big card out there. So if you're in Prophetstown, get to that show. That's going to be a big one. And then another one we've been talking about for quite a while now. This one is going down this Friday night. St. Louis Anarchy. Anarchy is coming home, baby. Back to the Spalding Hall for a huge card. This one's called Gateway to Anarchy. It's the first big show of the year. They're going to kick it off. Thomas Shire is wrestling Manders. Davey Vega is wrestling Planet Williams. Fitchett is wrestling Eric Cannon. And then in the main event, we just had her on the pod. She has been so fired up about this. If you hadn't listened to the pod, go listen to Billy Starks. She is going for the Gateway Heritage title Friday night against Gary J, the champion. This one is huge for St. Louis Anarchy, man. If Billy could pull this off, it would be huge for her. I mean, Gary J just got the title, so, I don't see anybody prying that one from his fingers. So big show out there Friday night. Can't wait to see what's going to be the result of that one. So, all right, so then to wrap it all up this weekend, I wanted to let you guys know my picks for IWTV this weekend. Friday night, man, January 21st, watch that Southeast First card, the Action and Sup is putting on. That's going to be the big show for Friday night. I'm going to be checking that one out. Saturday night, if you're not busy, check out ICW No Holds Barred. Shane Douglas is going to be there. He's wrestling on that card. So that's what's going on in the indie world this weekend. Shows are either like everybody either just plan to really run a big show this weekend, or everybody's just saying screw it and run on with it. So lots of shows going on this weekend. If you're going to a show, be safe. give the guy in front of you, a distance, and be aware of those around you. That way we can continue to still have independent wrestling. I'm so glad that, it hasn't really got
continue to have nice things.
Yes.
That it got, we hadn't got shut down. So it's been really, really awesome that we've been able to have as much independent wrestling as we have had in January. So I think most of us are probably laying low until February to get back out to the shows, so just play it safe. But everybody out there, please stay safe, except for, we're going to the Royal Rumble. So I guess we're going to hit it big here.
We'll be fine. We've got our bubble.
We got the force field.
Yes.
All right, let's move on here. Weekly recap. AJ, you're up, man. What happened in the world of AEW, brother?
So this is a kind of a weird week because Dynamite was awesome as always, and then Rampage was, for the first time, I'm like, oh, so that was a B show. So a couple of things I want to talk about first are the ongoing MJF, CM Punk Rock. So stupid. And Wardlow feud, because this week CM Punk and Wardlow had a match, and Wardlow just beats the fuck out of CM Punk for, a long time.
This is war.
But then MJF gets involved by being a right prick, as he does so well. And CM Punk gets the sneaky roll-up victory, which is furthering that storyline between Wardlow and MJF. And when Wardlow's already getting himself over a little bit, but when he goes against the biggest prick in the company, that's going to put massive heat on Wardlow, and it's going to be great. He's going to be
a beating here too, man.
Oh my God!
He took some shots to get this storyline over.
Yeah, he did, and it looked rough.
The funny thing too, man. Y'all remember right before, a couple days before this came out, all these rumors that WWE was interested in Wardlow was coming out. That he's a WWE look kind of guy, and then when Wardlow's wrestling, the whole panel, all they want to talk about was how Wardlow was like the future of AEW. He's like, going to be the guy soon and all that kind of stuff. It was just funny. These talks, came out all of a sudden. So, yeah.
It's weird. Well, and then so after that, so after we're gonna skip to Rampage really quick because in furthering this program, Sean Spears on Rampage is announcing that he's going to be CM Punk's next opponent, and he cuts, which I thought was one of the worst promos that I've heard in AEW.
You didn't like the chairman cometh?
No. I mean, that line was fine. But everything before that is I'm just going to read it because I have it up here. So, Punk, I don't play within the lines. There will be no warning, and I'll never apologize. I'm the guy you don't see coming. There's a reason why they call me the chairman, people. One swing, and I'll make sure you remember me forever. Shut up, Sean Spears. You haven't been on TV in, 6 months. Just shut up.
Well, I liked it. I thought it was good. Sean's trying to go into his own little character. I don't know. I kind of liked it, man. I did.
It definitely sounds pre-written.
Oh
yes.
yeah. But it was. You could tell he was trying to work his new gimmick into.
Are you a poet?
Yeah, you're not Lanny, okay? You're not the genius. The only
don't get me wrong, I don't mind it so much, but I am more of a freestyle promo type of person off the cuff.
Yeah.
Some good lines, written or not. Some good lines.
See, it didn't do it for me.
I like the chairman cometh. That was pretty cool.
The chairman cometh.
Maybe he does come.
I mean, it's first of all, that original saying is stupid. It's the taxman cometh is the original saying, and that's stupid enough. You can't make that tough. The chairman cometh. That's not tough. That's not going to intimidate anyone. Fucking chairman, get out of here. But moving on though, because now I want to talk about the FTW scene. First, we had Dante Martin beating Powerhouse Hobbs, which is awesome. And then this, of course, leads to Rampage, where, it was also on Dynamite. I don't know. I get them confused sometimes. Jay Lethal came out after Ricky Starks came out, and it's like, okay, so now Jay Lethal's gonna challenge for the FTW championship.
Yeah,
it's not a real championship, but I just want to see Jay Lethal on my TV. So awesome. So next up we have champion Hangman Adam Page and this comes after, some Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston stuff, but apparently that doesn't matter for a while. So Page was, talking about his next challenger, and of course Dan Lambert, who I still love, comes out and he cuts one of the best promos. Like, this is a promo of Sean Spears. And then here comes the returning Sir Lance Arthur, Sir Murderhawk.
Sir Murderhawk is
Sir Lance Arthur, the Murderhawk.
We haven't talked about
dies.
We haven't talked about Sir Murderhawk in months, and I was so thrilled when he came out.
Yeah. Just so we get to talk about it.
Yes, just so I can say Sir Murderhawk again. And I love him. I mean, he's a good character because I hate him, but in the good way. So he attacks Hangman Adam Page. So apparently he's a heel now. And so so next up is going to be Hangman Adam Page against Sir Murderhawk, which is outstanding.
Last time we saw him was when he did the Suzuki gun thing.
Yeah.
When he landed on his head, right?
Yeah, when he almost died.
Right.
God, that was gross. So I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff here because, there was Acclaimed versus my boys Bear Country, which I can't handle the Acclaimed.
Acclaimed got the W.
Yes. Sheeta and Deeb had a great match, as they always do. So then we get to the main event, which is the Sammy Guevara versus Daniel Garcia for the interim TNT Championship match.
God.
This match was unbelievably good. So this is the best. Like, Daniel Garcia has looked good for a while now, but this is by far the best he has looked since he has been in AEW. And I just want to see more of him now. Like, he was so awesome. And Sammy Guevara is, of course, fucking awesome all the time. So yeah, that wraps it up for. Oh, Sammy Guevara got the win, by the way. I keep forgetting to.
Yeah, couple things I want to go over. Okay, so Britt Baker, Adam Cole kissed on TV, right? Like we already knew there were a couple, but for me, I don't want to see it on TV yet because I feel like it kind of takes a little bit of steam off of Britt's badass.
Yeah, I did too.
You know what I mean? Like, now she's kind of Cole's girl instead of.
To me, it was a little more like he's her man.
Which, that's
kind
of how it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna look at it like that.
She came out and she was the one that did the physicality, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Also, we had the dissension tease between the Super Click and all that good stuff. So eventually they're gonna turn face and feud with Omega and Young Bucks.
Is Punk gonna have to do the same thing that Jericho did, like go through the whole pinnacle before he can wrestle MJF? Like,
probably.
Is this the same storyline? That's a little lame if that's where we're going.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do the labors of Jericho.
Right, yeah.
Which, by the way, I really loved the labors of Jericho.
That was
See, I did too.
Yeah.
That was
I thought
dope.
it was great, but I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, I don't want to do it again.
It was great.
I mean, ghosts of CM Punk's past.
Right. Are we getting a repackage on Pac? Is that what's going on? Doing a little vignettes here, maybe a little repackage on him or something. So
I think he's going to join the House of Black, like after all the stuff with his eyes and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the House of Black, who made their debut for AEW? One Mr. Brody King.
Brody King. Yeah.
I was
perfect.
Yep. I was super excited.
Yeah.
To see Brody King come out.
Just go get every tattoo guy and wrestle like every full body tattoo guy and put him in the stable.
Every
tattoo ink or something.
Every tattoo guy.
Tattoo Incorporated.
And Pac.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I saw somewhere today that they are because Swerve Scott he posted on Twitter saying I have made my decision, and in his he had a picture, and in the picture he was like wearing clothing that was kind of like.
He's wearing clothes.
No, but the clothes were like something to do with Malachi Black. But so people were like, "Is he going to House of Black too?"
Oh wow, well, that would be interesting. Last thing here I want to say is about AEW is how much longer do you guys think until Dark Order picks up some kind of a title?
Soon.
Like tag titles probably seems more in their wheelhouse.
I'm gonna say someone in the Dark Order gets the TNT title.
Yeah.
Like give them the
Evil Uno, baby. Evil Uno.
Yeah, I'll be honest. At the current moment, I really don't care.
Really? I love Dark Order.
I mean, not that I don't like them. I mean, we're part of. I'm in the Dark Order.
Right, we're in it. Yeah.
But it's just maybe it's because I don't see them enough, so it's not making me care.
Yeah. They're always on Dark normally, or Dark Elevation, or at least some sort of form, or one of the two, or tag team, or whatever. But was that all you got for AEW, guys?
Yep. There was other matches on Rampage, but they were just matches.
Andrew Everett, a 17-year guy in the business, made his debut AEW. Really cool. See him on there. It was. And I'm glad Trent is back. Loved that Trent is back. I've always been a big Trent fan ever since the Dude Busters.
I do like Trent
back in the day. Awesome. So, all right, let's move on here. Let's get to Impact Wrestling. Right off the bat, guys, I want to talk to y'all about this. So, Impact comes on. Did you happen to, if you didn't watch, it doesn't matter, but sitting right behind the new announced team, which ended up being Tom Hannafan, Tom Phillips, and ended up later they brought in Ian Riccaboni from ROH, which I was like mind-blowing. I'm like, man, this could be a really nice 1-2 announced team here. But anyway, long story short, WWE signed guy with the same gimmick, red hat, blue shirt, was sitting Impact front row right behind and still doing his normal, hands and pointing and yelling at the people. And
did he defect? Is he
going
to Impact now?
No signs though that I see. But anyway, I thought y'all would probably think that was interesting.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, he's not exclusive. He can go anywhere.
Right.
Brock Lesnar guys everywhere. He's on AEW and WWE.
Yeah, that's true. He is.
Yep, it's true.
That's $10, Brock Lesnar guy.
WWE sign guy, that was free. First one's free.
Are you sure?
No.
All right. So next up, or to get the show started, the Ring of Honor guys, from the pay-per-view, Taven, PCO, Bennett, Vincent, and Maria, they attack the announcers right off the bat. Tom Hannafan and D'Lo. D'Lo gets laid out. He goes through a table and gets hauled off when PCO does a flip off the top rope on to D'Lo onto the table, which then they all kind of retreat and run away after that. But it was pretty wild there to see. So that's how Ian Riccaboni ended up coming into the mix. So that's how we got the show started hot, man. I was like all into this. Like, I love the invasion angles. This one's a good one. This one's a real one. This one's like, a company faction, you know what I mean? So this is going to be good. So, all right. So officially Tom Hannafan is now the new voice for Impact. They run a video package of Roxy, who is the current ROH Women's Champ. And she's going to be in the main event against Deonna Purrazzo. So, and then, so basically the next couple things that happened was your boys.
Bullet Club for life.
You know what? Bullet Club, Chris Bay comes out with against the Laredo Kid and Trey Miguel at commentary. Laredo wins with a really awesome Spanish fly off the top rope. Next up, Jake Something loses once again. What's my name?
Something!
I had to say it in awful fashion because he lost once again to a
I was
debut.
About to say, you threw me off with non-enthusiasm there.
Yeah. He's on quite the losing streak. So.
My boy shouldn't be losing, but he lost to a debuting Speedball Mike Bailey.
Speedball.
Next up,
Speedball.
What a name.
This one caught me by surprise, boys. This one came out of nowhere. All right, so
Like an
Josh
RPO.
Alexander comes out. He's cutting a promo, about, maybe Impact ain't the place for him. He, wants to be tested at all times. And then music hits, and I have no clue what the music hits. They turn to the Titantron. The name on the Titantron reads Charlie Haas.
Yeah.
Charlie Haas.
Charlie Haas comes out, first time ever in an Impact ring, challenges Josh, and Josh says, no, not until I get an Impact World title match. They end up brawling. I'm just shocked, really, that Charlie's still back, doing the same gimmick with the hoodie, saying he was once part of the greatest tag team in the world, that kind of stuff.
He was once the Glamour Hoss.
Yep. Says he's still got a lot left in the tank, so he is back. Looks like that's going to be a nice little feud with Josh Alexander. Next up, officially, Ian Riccaboni comes out to join Tom Phillips. All right, main event. Deonna Purrazzo, the AAA champion, versus Roxy, the Ring of Honor champion. Winner take all. Pretty good match. Deonna ends up winning with a double armbar lock. Now she is once again champ. She is the ROH Women's Champion and the AAA Women's Champion. Post-match, Maria and the ROH crew return. They attack. Matt Raywalt jumps in to try to help Deonna. He gets his ass whipped. And then so the locker room empties. Willie Max, Swan, they get their ass whipped too. And so basically, these guys of ROH are wrecking shop right now, taking over. I love it. Like I said, I'm loving this big invasion angle here. Taven, Bennett, Vincent, PCO, and Maria stands tall as the show goes off. Good. Other than my boy Jake something losing. Good episode this week, man. I enjoyed it. It was
nice, sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty legit.
It's nice to see a company do an invasion angle where you care.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I am enjoying.
It's nice
the
to
shit
see
out
a
of
company do an episode of a show where you care.
Sorry, Primo.
Moving on to my segment.
Yeah, right. Moving on to Primo's fake. Speaking of
not caring.
So let's go to WWE recap. Smacking it down.
Let's do it.
Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns came face to face ahead of their Royal Rumble matchup. They're doing a whole history of Seth and Roman build up to the Royal Rumble. They had like a Shield history thing at one point. They get into the ring. Part of what you heard at the top of the show was what was said by Roman. Seth talks about how basically he made Roman. So I made basically what every mother said to their child was, I brought you in, I can take you out anytime.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And
my mom threatened to murder me sometimes.
I was going to say, yeah, I got that a lot.
It's murder.
They exchange words, and the Usos try to ambush Rollins, but he manages to escape every single time like the ninja that he is. Also happened on SmackDown, we had the return of Lita. She says she's done everything but win the Royal Rumble and has one good run left in her.
I'm sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
She gets interrupted by SmackDown Women's Champion, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. And she takes the microphone and says she's going to do the interviewing. They exchange some words, but Charlotte runs her mouth a little too long and gets hit with a twist of fate.
That whole segment was the most predictable thing I've ever think I've seen on.
A legend is in the ring. Legend's going to go over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Champ is going to interrupt. Legend goes over.
All right, that was SmackDown. Moving on to Raw. Smackity down.
I love it. That was like 45 seconds.
Raw. Let's see.
Is Natty's World Records gimmick like that going to really be a thing now, or is that over?
I don't know. All I remember is that Pat McAfee said, I held 2 world records once or something like that. It was like all for 45 seconds.
Right.
Until it was broken.
I love Pat McAfee.
I kind of feel like a Charlotte Lita match might be a Mania match.
I'd be okay with it.
I don't know why. I just kind of got a little hunch that might be a gimmick there.
Why not?
So
All right.
on Monday Night Raw, or
God, this was so bad.
Monday
Yeah,
Night
this is the
Really
worst.
Boring.
They deserve for us to just shit all over this show.
I almost, as
God
a
dang.
precursor to this, like I told the boys pre-show, I almost wrote nothing. So
What did you even write?
Instead, I wrote this. There was a video package of the Almighty and the Beast showing their past 20 years of accomplishments.
Sure.
And also, in the main event, their two title contenders collided. They had a match between Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley, the two contenders for the respective championships. The match ends by interruptions by the Usos and by the way, they're calling Cedric and Shelton the Hurt Business now. Just them two. So anyway, that gets interrupted, and those guys end up not having a finish to that match. Nothing happened on Raw.
No, it was bad. Not only did nothing happen, the stuff that did happen was so boring.
The most interesting thing was that video package that wasn't live.
And also, that wasn't interesting.
Right.
Like, you're right. That was the most interesting thing. But I was like, I don't care. Like,
I think too. How many people you think changed the channel on that opening segment alone? Like just on that opening segment alone, that was.
I don't even remember it.
Was the Becky Liv, where everybody just kept coming out, the same old shit.
Yeah,
Becky and Bianca.
No, I should be next, or I should be. That oh my god, that was just brutal, man.
Yeah,
poor Tulsa, because that's where they were that night. 2 hours of talking, they might have got an hour.
Drop and Becky and
they probably got more wrestling in the dark matches than they did on Raw.
I guarantee you said an hour of wrestling. That is really generous. I would say 27 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe.
Even the Miz, Maurice, Edge, Beth thing. I'm already over that. Like I'm just like
don't care.
Just not like.
There's not a single thing I care about on Raw right now.
Yeah.
So on NXT, I actually have a few things here.
Thank you, Primo.
Yes.
NXT.
Let
me talk to you.
Put that on my brains.
LA Knight, brother.
Come on.
Arrives to NXT to handle business.
Whose game is it?
LA Knight's game, brother. Let me talk to you.
AJ's
He's going to
game,
handle
baby.
business with Grayson Waller.
Voila.
My own personal notes about LA Knight here. I'm so used to seeing him as a heel, as both Eli Drake and LA Knight, that it's quite refreshing to see him as a face.
It was jarring and kind of delightful. I was a fan.
And then I said also too, honestly, at current NXT 2.0, honestly, I think that LA Knight has already outgrown NXT and could be main eventing on Raw.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
I agree.
I would not argue that at all.
No.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think he's a good mouthpiece. Like, he'd be great on the main shows.
He's a great talker.
He's
he can
entertaining.
work.
Yeah, he reminds AJ of The Rock.
He does. His cadence is so similar. Also, why wasn't The Rock in the Flintstones movie? His name's the fucking Rock.
He was in the movie. He was the Rock.
You don't have to come up with a pun. It's right there.
Good point.
God damn it.
That's the one they had in the bag and they dropped it.
Yes, they did. The tools.
Oh, man. So anyway, so he comes to the ring, calls out Grayson Waller, and Waller answers with a restraining order. So LA Knight enlists the assistance of the crazy Dexter Loomis and tells Grayson,
I know, restraining order, sure.
Tells Grayson he can either lift the restraining order and get dropped on his head by LA Knight or get choked out by Dexter Loomis. When we got back from the commercial break, we found out that he chose Dexter Loomis, and they had their match. And towards the end of the match, there was interference by Veer's old tag team partner, who, by the way, Veer is still coming.
Yeah, he's coming.
In case
Send
you guys
Veers.
forgot. Yeah.
Send Veer!
That's so awful.
But anyway, his old partner, Sarav, interrupted, and Grayson Waller beat Dexter Loomis.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, there was an ongoing feud between him and LA Knight, brother.
Gotcha.
Brother.
So, let's get to the Dusty Tag Team Classic. The Dusty Tag Team Classic teams were announced. Let's go through the teams real quick. Yeah, we have the Grizzled Young Vets.
Soon to be recognized as the NXT Tag Team Champions
honestly,
and the Dusty Cup winners.
I do have them winning this, so that's
No, do you really?
That's my pick to win. Honestly,
That's my pick too.
Creed brothers, Briggs and Jensen, who they were calling Jacket Time, which is Ika Manjiro and Kushida. Brody Hayward and Andre Chase, which I guess is Chase U. Legado del Fantasma, Malik Blade and Edris Enofe, and MSK, which are the defending Cup champs. So we get into the first round matchup. Creed brothers versus Briggs and Jensen. Creed brothers move on to the semifinals. Also, they had another first round matchup, Blade and Enofe versus Legado del Fantasma. In a surprise upset, Malik Blade and Edris Enofe move on to the semifinals. Excuse me. So, already, Briggs and Jensen and Legado del Fantasma are out of the Dusty Cup. Now, Legado del Fantasma is out because little distraction by Braun Breaker, because there's currently a little lover's quarrel between Braun Breaker and freaking Santos Escobar, King Cuerno. I guess that's going to be the next NXT title match.
Why not?
They haven't quite announced it yet, but they're throwing shade at each other. However, in the main event, we did have a great. It was a pretty damn good match. It really was, man. It was a pretty damn good match. Roderick Strong and Walter. If you put that on paper, 10 out of 10, it's going to be a 10 times out of 10, it's going to be a great match. Mm-hmm. Roderick Strong and Walter main event. It was a great match. After the match, though, after Walter wins, instead of saying, obviously Walter wins, the way he goes, the winner of the match is Gunther, which obviously goes back to the headlines as we talked about earlier.
Yikes.
To be the winner of the match is TBD.
Yeah, we'll see if next week he's Walter again.
Name subject to change.
Yeah. First of all, why?
Because we're fucking idiots.
Guarantee they found that out and they're like,
Walter was great.
Right? Yeah. I don't know, man.
Ring General Walter. The whole thing's good.
Yeah. Why not just keep his name Walter? It's a good name.
So after he goes ahead and claims one of the worst names of latest history in WWE.
Yeah, now he's fucking Heinrich Himmel or whatever.
Then Imperium and Diamond Mine clash in the ring as NXT goes off the air. So there's an Imperium Diamond Mine war going on.
Yeah, I could see the Creed brothers winning the tournament too, just because they kind of look like that, solid tag team. They give me a little bit of, believe it or not, Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin vibes a little bit.
Your classic amateur wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I fucking love. Like that is so awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of a throwback. I go back and forth because I like stuff like that, but then guys like Daniel Garcia, I like him, but I'm like, you kind of need to get a gimmick too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Other than just an ass kicker. Everybody can do that. You know what I mean? Other than, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I just had two thoughts. So that's it for NXT. Moving on to my other random thoughts about WWE. Number one, they don't play up Shelton and Brock Lesnar enough.
They don't.
They're like homies in real life, and they went to school together and everything.
And they train together.
Yeah. They don't. I've only seen them embrace one time ever on TV.
Yeah.
Maybe even be in the ring together one time ever. But anyway, also my other thing was if Sam. Sorry, this is a dumb thought, but if Sammy Guevara is a Spanish god,
sure,
and Roman Reigns is in God mode, and JBL is a wrestling god,
Moose too.
Moose is also a wrestling god.
Sure.
Okay, so we're in a multitude of wrestling gods now.
Yes,
all of them.
Yes. Kind of like the goat conversation. Everybody's goat.
Yeah, and then we have everybody's best in the world. Everybody's a wrestling god.
Right. Yeah.
But that's WWE recap.
All right.
The coolest thing was NXT actually,
by far.
Even though it's been NXT 2.0, but even that was better than the main roster stuff.
And I don't even like NXT 2.0. I have not been sold on the show since the inception of it, but this was by far the best show.
I would say the LA Knight stuff and the main event they got me. Those were good.
Yep.
All right.
And honestly, I'm not too sold on the teams that are in the Tag Team Classic. Like, usually they use that to bring in new teams.
Different tag teams. And,
Yeah, like we talked about before. I just hate when they put people together, like when Joe and Finn won. Like
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what I mean? So
They're not using it to discover new talent like they would in the past.
No.
Yeah.
They have their talent going forward. That's all Vince cares about.
Somebody like the Creed brothers should win, because it gives them some clout, gives them, you know what I mean? Like, like kind of, you've kind of arrived. But we'll see how it goes, man. But, yeah, that was a big week of recaps there. All right, time to move on here.
Yeah, it's true. Time to move on.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, but you can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
Well, we sure do appreciate it there, Mr. Yours Rudely. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So it's January still, and this is the third week of the month, and we're still covering Royal Rumbles. Next week is the last week. But, all right, so last week we covered 2001. Stone Cold took the W at the Royal Rumble. This week we are 2002. The very next year, this is the 15th ever Royal Rumble. This one was held, guys, funny, 20 years tomorrow. 20 years ago tomorrow. January the 20th, 2002. In the absolute great, fantastic, great wrestling city of Atlanta, Georgia, home to the world champion Atlanta Braves, home to my sorry-ass Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they're bad.
But this particular event was held at the Phillips Arena at the time. Now it's the State Farm Arena, just like every other arena that State Farm owns in the world. All right, so this was the last Rumble under the WWF moniker. This one was called, it was renamed WWE just 4 months later after this pay-per-view in 2002. There was about 16,000 people there. Roughly 750,000 people bought this one at home. The moniker was 30 men, one match, one winner. The poster was like a silhouette of The Rock standing tall, so it kind of gave you like a little bit of a hunch that The Rock was maybe going to win this one. Winner gets a match for the undisputed WWF Championship at Mania X8 coming up later on in the year. Jim Ross and Lawler are still your commentators here. All right, so they were still the commentators. All right, so just a quick little reference note, guys. The pay-per-view prior to this Royal Rumble was called Vengeance. Now, to you, that might not sound like very important, but let me tell you what happened. Jeff and Matt fought each other.
Tell me
the Hardys. They wrestled each other with Lita as the referee. The Undertaker beat RVD for the hardcore title. But the most famous thing that happened that night, now this was the pay-per-view right before the Royal Rumble 2002. Chris Jericho famously beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the first ever undisputed WWF Championship, which was pretty cool.
That was
awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
It was great.
Cemented in greatness.
Yeah, and he referenced that forever. You know what I mean? It was.
I mean, as he should.
As he should.
Yes. Right. All right. So this particular pay-per-view earlier in the night,
Finn Balor won't shut up about the Universal Championship.
Regal,
how dare you?
Just kidding. I love Finn.
William Regal beat Edge for the Intercontinental title. Flair beat Vince McMahon in a street fight. Jericho had retained the title versus The Rock. All right, so 2001, we just watched last week. Stone Cold won that one. Who's going to win this week, boys? I don't know, man, but I tell you what, this one was another fun one to watch. Primo's going to get us kick-started here with the first 10, but what did you guys see up until we got started here that kind of caught your eye here right off the bat?
Well, the what chance?
Yes.
I hate the what chance so much. At the time, they were cool because, Stone Cold was doing them. But I got so annoyed with What Chance during this pay-per-view, as well as like the legacy that the What Chance have now established. Like, I hate it when the crowd does What Chance. I hate it anytime it happens. So I got mad when I was watching the pre-show. Not pre-show, but pre-show.
What?
Nope. Fuck off.
Primo?
You got anything before I start, Dirty?
No, that was everything. I was just going to say that I'm being in Atlanta, I'm always like looking around, and just seeing like what people are wearing. I seen Michael Vick jerseys in the crowd, and
Oops.
Yeah, just kind of things, see where we are in time, to see what people are wearing, all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, the Phillips Arena was probably, I think it was pretty new around this time. So we'll see. But I'm excited to get this one going, man. This one was fun.
So I said I've probably seen this one the most. Like, I've probably gone back and rewatched this one more than any other Royal Rumble.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and also this is had a solid intro video.
What?
I said it had a solid intro video. You know what I'm saying? So that intro video had me hyped, dude. Back in the early 2000s,
yeah,
WWE, WWF knew how to get us hyped with the music, the videos.
You just wanted yourself.
Yeah, the vignettes, the video packages, they always did right.
They still do. Yeah. They still do them the best.
They
ever.
do. They do.
Yeah,
one thing they do right.
Yeah, that's one thing they do right, even though they aren't as great as they once were.
No.
So let's get started with this Rumble, shall we?
Let's do it.
Starting out with number 1 from 30 last year down to number 1 this year, we have Big Keish Rikishi.
Ooh.
Yeah, how about that? How low he dropped from 30 to 1. And then number 2, we had. There we go. That's what I was waiting on.
There it is.
How iconic was Goldust?
I love Goldust's music. I do.
Shattered Dreams Production.
Shattered Dreams Production.
The camera always looks different.
The slow motion, the original slow-mo person. So, number 2, if you couldn't tell, or if you don't know whose music that is, go back and relearn everything you know about wrestling.
Go back and have a childhood.
Yeah, that's Goldust.
Yeah.
So they go into the ring. Then number 3, so Rikishi and Goldust started off. 1 minute and 30 seconds later, we have none other than Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man enters the ring. They're all still in the ring when number 4 arrives. So number 4 is Bradshaw, and he goes right after everyone. Like, he just beats the tar out of everyone real quick before singling out Goldust. And at the same time, Rikishi gives Boss Man a stink face, then eats a super kick before being eliminated. So, number 5, we have our 5th entrant being Lance Storm. Who was it? I don't remember who it was. I think it was JR. JR, he said, if I could be serious for a moment.
Yeah, if I could be serious for a moment.
Lance Storm comes out and once again goes out, and so he goes after Goldust, while Rikishi and Bradshaw hang out in the corner. So at this point, Rikishi and Bradshaw are like chilling. They're just like winded. Like telling secrets in the corner while Goldust is over there working at everybody. Number 6 comes in, and that's Al Snow. So Al Snow comes out. I had a problem with this. Al Snow, before he was the Tough Enough coach, was, known as like head, the guy with the head, and also he was known for, hardcore shenanigans and other various gimmicks. But when Al Snow comes out in 2002 Royal Rumble, JR says, "From the Tough Enough show," as if that's all he's known for.
Yep, that's it.
Right? Yeah, no, yeah.
And meanwhile, the crowd is chanting, "We want head," and King says, "I'll get in on that chant, but not from Al Snow."
Fucking pervy old creep the entire show.
Golly.
Yep.
Was it this pay-per-view where Stacy Keibler was there and he was like, "Look, can we zoom in on her?" Oh man.
Yes.
So number 7.
Well, hang on. Let's talk about these first 5.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a couple things I thought was funny. When Goldust came out, JR says, "This son of a gun is weird."
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. And then I felt sad because Boss Man came in number 3
and
Cobb
got
County,
eliminated.
Georgia, got no pop from the hometown.
I know, that made me sad.
Yeah, they actually stood up and seen who it was and then sat down. I was like, man, this guy's from Georgia. Come on.
Oh, man. It's just
Plus,
big
he's a
boss, man.
Big boss man, and he's awesome.
Yeah. And
He
then
drugged
the other thing I
Big
thought
Show
was
around on a casket.
I thought was funny was Bradshaw trying to get Rikishi out of the ring, and Jerry Lawler says, "It looks like it's survival of the fattest."
I wrote that down too. Survival of the fattest.
Oh my god!
How
And then
rude.
Bradshaw. The last thing I see for this was Bradshaw decapitates Lance Storm, which all his clothesline looked nasty. But my
Cunty,
god,
cunty,
He just looks
cunty
like he
clothesline.
lays them in, dude.
Yes.
Yes, he killed Lance. That's
God.
all I got for the first 5.
You got anything for the first 5, AJ?
I do. And it'll be a recurring theme throughout the entire Rumble. The crowd cannot follow a simple fucking clock to count down from 10.
No.
It was driving, like, it almost ruined the Rumble for me.
I noticed, too, now, Dirty, you've actually been to a Royal Rumble in the past.
Yeah.
I noticed at some point during the Rumble that they actually start the timer way before 10. Is
Yeah,
it
they
on
started-
the whole time?
The Rumble that I've been to, we don't see it till they hit 10.
Okay.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
because in
10
this one,
down.
it was like at least at 20 it was on.
Yeah.
The crowd didn't start counting until 10.
Well, and
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
like, they would do, like, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, fine. Like, they're right on, counting down. But then they'd be like, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, they can't count down from 10.
I mean, they're
in
Georgia,
second
so-
increments. I was very into it. That's really... And also I had until number 6, which I won't spoil who it is. This Rumble was pretty boring. And the first 5 weren't doing
Well,
much.
I already said Al Snow was number 6.
I mean, number
yeah.
7 then.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. Okay. So, number 7, no longer the one Billy Gunn, now one half of Billy and Chuck,
There we
Yes.
go.
comes out and isn't standing for long as he comes in and Bradshaw immediately drops him.
Yep, loved it.
Al Snow and Lance Storm both end up teetering on the outside, and Al Snow wins the exchange as he eliminates Lance Storm. Then Billy Gunn gets his revenge and eliminates Bradshaw while he is distracted with Bradshaw is distracted with Goldust. Number 8, Limp Bizkit hits the sound speaker and the American Badass-
rolling.
That's right. That is right.
Undertaker player.
The,
Chelsea player
the
ringside.
American Badass, Big Evil, The Undertaker, arrives to clear the yard. He immediately destroys Billy Gunn with a chokeslam.
Fuck
Then
yeah.
chokeslams Goldust out of the ring.
Ouch.
Rolling.
After that, he tossed Al Snow out of the ring. Then clotheslines Rikishi out.
Rolling.
Immediately afterward, he throws out Billy Gunn. At this point, the dead man is all alone in the ring.
Thank
What do
God.
you guys have? You guys have anything for 6, 7, and 8?
Thank God for Taker.
I just said,
Because he
if
cleared the ring. Yeah.
Yep. Cleared the ring.
Billy is the one. Why isn't he in the bloodline? Because they're the ones.
He's the one. We the
Billy
ones.
the gun.
Because they
Billy
were...
the gun, the one.
No, he applied, and the bloodline was like, no, you're Billy Gunn. You fucking suck.
Him and
no,
him,
we're a
him
good
and,
stable.
Him and Heath Slater didn't make it.
Yeah, no.
All right.
One man
No,
man.
no.
All right.
So after the dead man clears the ring, number 9, one half of Team Extreme, Matt Hardy, shows no fear, goes right after Taker. Leader tries to save him, is able to kick Undertaker right in the groin, the gonads, if you will.
Who's doing? So apparently, really quick, sorry to interject, but Undertaker grew balls at some point. Because remember in the 92 Royal Rumble when he got
No,
moved in
sell
the
it?
dick? And he was like, nope, I got no balls.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
so
right.
this
Yeah.
He's
year,
like, no,
he
yeah.
sold it.
But now he's like, now he extra sells it. Like
Yeah,
he's
and I
got
was like,
big
oh, my
grapefruits.
new baby balls.
So Lita kicks him in the balls. So Matt's able to hit him with a twist of fate. Right around this time, Undertaker's able to start to get the upper hand. As number 10 comes out, and it's perfectly executed to be the other half of Team Extreme, Jeff Hardy. Now, as Dirty mentioned, Undertaker had recently been wreaking terror on Team Extreme. Mm-hmm. So, numbers 9 and 10, the full Team Extreme trio is able to completely just jump the dead man. They're able to hit Twist of Fate, Swanton combo, and then attempt to eliminate Big Evil, but aren't successful. Jeff literally gets thrown out of the ring.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Then Matt eats a nasty last ride.
Nasty.
That thing was 20 feet high, man. God dang.
All the way up.
Yep.
Full extension.
Like he held him by his socks.
Before he gets tossed out. Now it's once again The Undertaker all alone in the ring as we head into number 11.
All right. Y'all got anything before I get started here?
Yes. So when The Undertaker and Team Extreme in total is finally in the match, this is when this becomes one of my favorite Rumbles. And I loved just all those three, well, those four really interacting. I loved it. Taker looked like a badass, finally. An American badass.
American badass, yeah.
I hate that gimmick.
Yep.
Also, I hate Matt and Jeff's boots for some reason. Like, they look like old-timey tuxedo shoes. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. I never liked them.
Just because of the pants.
It's a combination of the two. But yeah, this Rumble was dreadful until Taker hit, and then it got better and better and better and better and better. And it has some of my favorite spots ever.
All right. Primo, you got anything here before we roll?
Nope, that was it.
All right. So we start with number 11. Taker's huge 20-foot last ride on Matt. So Taker's standing in the ring by himself. All right. And then Maven comes out to, what ends up being for him a very historical moment, but he takes a hell of a beating for it. So, but anyway, so Maven, not to be confused with Raven or Matt Taven, comes out, who is the Tough Enough reality series winner that they had back then. The Hardys jump back in to attack Taker because they're still pissed off at him for being eliminated. And then, like I just said, in an historic moment that everybody remembers about Maven, he throws Taker out by kicking him in the back to eliminate him, which end up being the most famous thing that Maven ever did. But Taker jumps back in to attack Maven. They fight outside. Taker hits Maven with a nasty, hard, unprotected, very hard chair shot that Maven took clean with no hands up. He took his lumps on this one. It's pretty wild, man. So they continue to go at it. Next out was number 12. Another participant in the 2001 Rumble was Scotty 2 Hotty. He comes out with Taker in the ring, kind of like 2001, but Taker's already been eliminated. Maven is bleeding. Taker's stomping him around the arena. Taker knocks out Scotty with one shot before he even gets to the ring, so Scotty's laid out. Next up, number 13, Christian comes out as they show Maven being put through a glass popcorn machine on the concourse by Undertaker, so he's taking a glass shot now through popcorn. Just crazy. So there's a kind of fighting everywhere, man, like all kinds of stuff going on. And it was just crazy, man. And then all of a sudden, a familiar song hits the old Titantron.
Yo, it's me. It's DDP.
Bang!
That's right. So self high five. DDP hits the ring with Christian and Scotty 2 Hotty, who gets the worm on Christian, and then Scotty gets eliminated by DDP. So that all happens pretty quickly. And then next up, number 15, one half of the greatest tag team ever assembled, Chuck Palumbo, one of Billy's tag team partner, comes out. So good to me.
Fuck off.
So number 15, he comes out. Those are 11 through 15. What do you guys got so far there?
So, one, Christian looks like he's 12 years old. It's weird. Two, that the worm that Scotty 2 Hotty did was so over that I forgot how over that was. It was unbelievable. The crowd loved him. And 3, Maven was never eliminated. Like, so he's technically still in the 2002 Royal Rumble, like to this day. He's still, because he never got eliminated. Because they even go on and on, like JR and King even, they're like, okay, he's not eliminated, he's still in the match. Because Taker was out of the match, which I'm glad they retconned that whole fucking rule that I hated. When someone's out of the match, yet they get in and throw someone else out. And
Macho Man.
Yes. The whole Shawn Michaels rule.
Right.
So that's really... Oh, and the chair shots. Oh my God, the fucking chair shots. That was brutal. And... Oh, also... So now that Chuck is in the... When Chuck and Billy came out separately, like, you know how the crowd gets all excited, they were so dejected and sad when both Billy and Chuck came out. Like, you can hear this audible, oh. It's like a sad, disappointed sigh. I loved it. But yeah. And when DDP hit, I wanted him to win.
When I get to experience that in person too. When somebody comes out and you're like, oh. Everybody's like, it's like a collective sigh.
Oh, it's Veer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure that's when we'll finally see him too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
What I got here is the fact they had Maven eliminate Taker means that they had high hopes for him, but unfortunately that clearly didn't pan out.
Nope.
Right.
I've always thought, like I said, I've seen this Royal Rumble several times. I've always thought that the attack on Maven after the post Undertaker elimination, it went on for too long.
Yes.
It really did go on for a significant
you're
amount of
overshadowing
time.
People coming into the Rumble at this point. And it went on too long.
Yeah.
Well, is this when DDP got eliminated off screen because they were?
He got eliminated off screen. Yeah, I don't remember if it was right then.
Yeah, he got thrown out by Christian. Like I got a note coming up here pretty soon.
But speaking of, I also seeing DDP. DDP is in my one of my favorites from WCW.
Yep, mine too.
Seeing DDP reminds me of how they did not give him a good run in WWE.
No, it was terrible. Right.
But that's all I got for that 11 through 15.
Okay. All right. Next up, out 2001, he was the good father. 2002, he's the godfather.
Thank
back
God.
Pimping, weed smoking, back to the old guy. So Godfather comes out number 16, which ends up being about 12 ladies, brings about 4.
It's the extended Ho Train.
Yes.
4 at a time, yeah. I called it the Lady Locomotive.
The Lady Locomotive.
Nice.
So he comes out with some of Atlanta's finest, quotation marks, who he keeps dancing with, and he don't want to get in the Rumble. But while he's doing that, hence we just talked about it, DDP gets thrown out by Christian during his entrance. And then number 17 comes out, the hip-hop version of Albert. He is into cool at the moment. Columbo and Christian quickly toss him out, and then they take out Godfather as well. Number 18 comes out, which is Perry Saturn, former Army Ranger, joins Christian and Palumbo as the only ones in the Rumble because Maven is out, I guess, at the moment. So,
apparently.
Yeah.
Incapacitated.
And then right here is when I just realized how blonde Chuck Palumbo really was. Like, he was really, really blonde.
Like bleach.
Yeah, like really blonde. And then, next up at number 19, here comes the big pop, the 3-time winner. The, there it is. Here we go. There we go. The 3-time winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out. Atlanta goes crazy. He cleans house as usual. He throws out Saturn, Christian, Palumbo, and then you see the iconic pic of him looking at his wrist.
Yeah,
that you've seen in every clip the Stone Cold's ever done. That's where they came from. That iconic clip right there. And so you see him kind of looking at his watch, and then he starts handing out stunners to the already eliminated wrestlers.
Yeah, he brings them back.
He brings them back in.
That's one of my favorite spots.
Yeah, he's like, "Fuck it, I got time here, so here." You know, he starts handing them out to everybody, and then next up we got number 20, the returning Val Venus, who immediately Austin starts stomping a mud hole in him. Val comes back, and they start to fight as the timer starts for number 21. But that's where we are. But pretty awesome. But before we get to AJ for the finish, what are your thoughts on those last 5?
So I got all I have. I had Perry. So I laughed when Perry Saturn came out. I don't remember exactly what he said, what was said, but then King goes, "Now he's the illustrated man. Look at those tattoos."
Yeah, illustrated
and then
man.
They kept going on about it as cow tights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cow tights.
Yeah.
I also kept going on about cow tights.
I just like how Right to Censor, once they broke up, everybody went back to their freaking old gimmicks.
Thank God. Ugh.
So true.
But that's all I had. Other than obviously Austin's awesome.
So Austin has 2 of my favorite Rumble spots of all time, and they are both in this Rumble. The first one being when he eliminates the jobbers and then he puts them back in the ring to eliminate them again. I love that so much. And I got really mad when DDP was eliminated off screen. I was like, come on, it's DDP. Like, he deserves more. However, I was very, very glad to see the Godfather back. I was never a Godfather fan, but oh my God, was I relieved when he came out. And it wasn't that or whatever the fuck the RTC was. I hated the RTC. That's all I got for it.
All right. Well, AJ, take us home, man. Number 21, you're up.
Number 21, out comes someone who got his muscles the natural way, I'm assuming, Test. He looks very roidy. So at this point, it's Val Venus and Stone Cold. Test comes out, and Stone Cold eliminates both Val Venus and Test. So there he goes. And then number 22 hits, and it is... Thank you.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Gotta get Lenny's laughing.
On about the game and how you game.
Game.
Triple H, Mr. Paul Levesque. So then, he and Stone Cold go at it a little bit. And then number 23, Hurricane Shane Helms, which leads to another one of my favorite Rumble spots of all time. So it's Stone Cold and Triple H and Shane Helms in his superhero getup.
Yeah.
And he grabs Austin by the throat. Then he grabs Triple H by the throat in an attempt to give them both like a double chokeslam or whatever. And these guys are mega stars at this point. They both kind of look at each other and they're like, is this fucking Jobber serious right now?
2-man power trip.
Yeah.
And then they hoof him the fuck out. Love that spot. So number 24 is Farouk, and I wrote, who cares? It could be anyone. Who cares?
He has slimmed down a lot since 2001.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But yep, I didn't care. And then he immediately gets fucked out by Triple H.
Mm.
And then number 25, again, I was super excited.
Me too. I love this.
When I was young, there are 2 people I wanted to win when I was watching this: DDP and Mr. Perfect. Number 25, Mr. Perfect's huge music hits. He gets a huge pop. He looks massive, by the way. Did you guys notice that? He looks
I thought
he got into some shape. Jesus Christ.
Hanging out with Test.
Yes. Begging them steroids. Allegedly. And then there was one spot with Mr. Perfect. He's getting beat up by Austin and Triple H. And he does his gum spit thing where he spits his gum and slaps it.
Yeah.
He did that while he was getting the shit kicked out of him.
Right.
And I fucking loved it. So what do you guys have for 21 through 25?
Primo?
Nothing.
I had
Really?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
What I do have, you kind of talked about, which was the hurricane spot. It's become like a moment in it hasn't been forgotten clearly.
Yep.
At this point in time, Triple H and Stone Cold are already over their 2-man power trip team, and they hate each other. So for them to collaborate for 5 seconds to take out Hurricane is hilarious. And it's just funny because Hurricane, the whole act is hilarious. But other than that, I thought Mr. Perfect was a proper legend, to come back. They usually would bring back Hacksaw or now don't get me wrong, Hacksaw's cool and all, but
Tatanka.
You believe that Mr. Perfect can actually win it. So,
he had a legit run in this one.
Yeah.
He had a legit run. Yep. Only thing I had was Triple H was a fucking monster. God dang, he was huge.
That was after his return. Yeah.
Did you guys see Teddy Long ringside?
Holla. As a
referee. Yeah.
As a ref.
Yeah. Dope. I love it.
So, up next. Works.
All right. I have no idea who this guy is coming out.
Number 26 is Kurt Angle. Look who is in the goddamn ring right now. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
Triple H. Kurt Angle. Mr. Perfect.
Dope.
That's fucking insane.
It is.
So, up next, 27. Fucking Big Show. And
he's got to be in it, don't he?
He does. And I do like his wrist things when he walks out, saying hi to his wife.
Right.
And Austin and Triple H work together again to, beat up people, I guess. Number 28, we have Kane and his big red nipple. I did like his big red nipple because it was on full display. He eliminates Big Show pretty impressively, actually. He picks him up and bloop, throws him on. Big Show's obviously a big guy. And then Kurt Angle eliminates Kane, so we're not going to get the whole 8 eliminations from Kane this year, which I'm okay with. Up next, 29, Rob Van Dam, who enters the ring by doing pretty much the most impressive frog splash I have ever seen.
It was pretty awesome. It was like that was one of my notes.
It was amazing. It was like big all the way across the ring. Oh yeah, huge pop. And he gets hit with a pedigree by Triple H, and he sells it like death. Rob Van Dam is now dead in the middle of the ring. He doesn't move.
Body.
Yes. So 30th and finally, we have
man, y'all. Can you dig it? Yeah.
Didn't know if y'all ever heard that version before.
Whoa.
Yeah. Thought I'd throw you a swerve there at the end. We were expecting sucker.
Yep. That was unexpected.
That's great.
So Booker T comes in the ring and he hucks out dead RVD.
Yes.
And then he immediately gets stunned by Steve Austin and thrown out. So that gives us the final 4, which is again Triple H, Steve Austin, Mr. Perfect, and Kurt Angle. In my opinion, one of the best Final 4s ever. Their selling for each other is great. They're all bumping their fucking shit off for each other.
That was great, man.
Yeah.
They wanted to put on a show.
Yes, they did. And they did. There was no, even Triple H, there was no selfishness from any of them. They were all making each other look amazing. Angle throws out Steve Austin to a little chorus of boos. A little bit.
They want to see him go back to back, didn't they?
Yes, they did, which make him a 4-time winner. He's Steve Austin. Fuck yeah. And then Austin hits everyone with nasty chair shots. Gross, nasty, right to the dome chair shots. So So up next, Triple H eliminates Kurt Angle, and the crowd gets angry. I don't think the crowd liked that one single bit. I'm not sure why. Like, you just booed Kurt Angle for eliminating Steve Austin. Now you're angry that Triple H is eliminating Kurt Angle. You
He's
fickle
an American
fuckers.
hero.
And he's in Atlanta, where he won his gold medal.
Yes. That's why he got booed.
So then Kurt Angle and... not Kurt Angle. I'm sorry. Triple H is, of course, your winner of the Royal Rumble after fucking off Mr. Perfect. And I liked it. I love that Triple H. I'm not the biggest Triple H fan ever.
Right.
But this is like prime Triple H when he's not twatty Triple H yet. So I was all for this.
Triple H, call him what you want. He was an absolute fucking great heel on top as the champ.
He's like one of the best.
He was great
at it.
He was. Primo, what do you got here for these last 5, man?
I wrote down having Austin, Triple H, and Kurt Angle all in the ring at the same time will never get old to me. Kane's outfit this year was a reverse of last year. This year it was black and red instead of red and black. Once again, number 30 meant absolutely nothing.
Nope.
And I wrote Triple H winning was cool. You kind of saw it coming after his return earlier in the year. He had returned earlier in January, and it was a massive. That's one of the loudest pops of that time period. Was when he returns from his first quad injury, in the jean jacket denim, or it was the leather jacket.
The leather jacket.
Denim vest combo.
Like he had like 8 jackets on. Like he walked out like this.
Freaking jacked to the gills.
Just looked uncomfortable.
And then he wins. Obviously, and I just also Kurt Angle does the throws him out, and he's like goes like he just won the Olympics again.
Yeah.
And
come on, Kurt.
Obviously, he got caught slipping, and he loses. I wrote personally, because I know you're going to ask this. Good Rumble overall. I think 2001 was better. But I do like this one. Obviously, I do.
Yeah.
I've seen it several times.
Yeah.
But I think 2001, after watching them back to back, I liked 01 a lot.
I think it was cool to see Mr. Perfect in the final 3 was one of my notes. Kane picking up Big Show was impressive. And throwing him out. Kurt, I love watching him, like him and The Rock. Like, just their working punches were just so good, man.
Yeah.
So great. I always like watching him do that. Austin was a sore loser in this one, you piece of shit. Hitting people with chairs, but it made for storyline. It was great. I thought it was a cool ending. Great Rumble to kind of see where it led up to. Yeah, I like 2001 better, but this one was good too because to kind of wrap it all up, to kind of let you know what happened after this. Undertaker and Maven ended up feuding more, but would lead to Rock stepping in for Maven, and it would be Rock Taker feud after that. Triple H and Kurt Angle feuded for a bit, but would lead to Mania X8, where Triple H would end up beating Jericho for the undisputed WWF title and go on a heck of a heel run there. So that was fun, man. Any last notes here on 2002? Next week, 2010 is going to be our final one
Which
of
is
the month.
The last time the Rumble was at the Dome.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
So I will say that, because I also like 2001 Rumble better, but I liked some of the spots in 2002 better. But overall, because it has the 2 Austin spots where he double eliminates people, and then he does the Hurricane Helms. It has the Taker looking like a badass, which I loved. Has him just destroying Maven. Like the actual spots,
right?
I like better in 2002, but I like 2001 better.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking too, was that 2001 had a better Rumble class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Told more stories.
But 2002 had more memorable moments. So,
plus
and that's probably why I've gone back and watched it so many times, just because of all the cool moments.
Well, plus 2002 didn't have right to censor, which
Oh my God.
almost makes it
that right
better.
there. Yeah, we got to give some credit there. Everybody turned back to porn stars and hoe trains. So.
All right, so that was Royal Rumble 2002. Next week we will wrap it up with our last pod of the month. Royal Rumble 2010 is the one for next week. So go check that one out, and that will do it for the dropkick discussion of this week. All right, Marks, it's time to play Squared Circle Questions. It's where I read the questions. AJ and Primo battle it out to see who has the most knowledge of today's categories here, as usual. Squared Circle Questions always is we have a wrestler category, we have a pay-per-view category, and we have a potpourri category, which can just be any type question. So I got one wrestler for you today. I got one pay-per-view for you today, and I got 3 potpourri questions here. So, all right, guys, I don't remember who won last time. I don't know if
probably
you guys
me.
do, but all right. So let's just start
Just
off
kidding.
with
It's probably AJ.
get you guys.
I was going to give it to you. I was like, yeah, probably.
To get you guys all warmed up here. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with the wrestler. All right, here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give facts about this wrestler. You name out who you think it is, or you can wait till I'm done to naming to make your pick. Here we go. All right, this wrestler was born August the 7th, 1995 in West Islip, New York. She was trained by Kurt Hawkins. She made her wrestling debut in 2016. She had a spot on SmackDown versus then tag team champions, the Iconics.
Britt Baker.
Incorrect.
She's from Pittsburgh. God fucking damn it.
She debuted on AEW in November of 2019. She signed with AEW in December after rumor was she was going to NXT. In June of 2020 on Dynamite, she suffered an ACL injury. She is billed from the Andromeda Galaxy, and she is in the faction The Best Friends. Primo?
You have something to say, AJ, before I get the right answer?
No.
Primo, what's your answer?
It wouldn't be Chris Statlander, would it?
It would be Chris Statlander.
It might be Chris Statlander.
Nice job. Very good there, Primo. All right, Primo, make a pick here, man. You want to go with AEW or you want to go with the AEW pay-per-view that I got lined up, or do you want to go with the potpourri questions?
You know what? That sounds interesting. Let's go with that AEW pay-per-view that you have lined up.
We have like
right,
a 1 in 25% or 1 in 4 chance.
All right. Yeah, you guys got to listen, though, okay? What I need is the name of the pay-per-view and the year. I'm making you guys give me the year.
Okay.
So 1 in 4 and then 1 in 3.
A handful. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Kenny Omega defeated Hangman Adam Page in AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. Orange Cassidy beat Johnny Hangy. Darby Allin beat Cody for the TNT title. Sheeta defeated Nyla Rose. The Young Bucks defeated FTR to win the AEW tag titles. Matt Hardy defeated Sammy Guevara.
All Out 2020.
I'm sorry?
All Out 2020.
Incorrect.
All Out 2019.
Incorrect.
No. I know it's...
All right,
I know
it.
Double or Nothing 2020.
Incorrect.
All in 2020.
Incorrect. Let me finish, and then y'all can just.
It is in 2020. Damn it.
Let me finish. Let me finish. MJF defeated Jericho in the main event. Moxley defeated Eddie Kingston to retain the AEW World Title in an I Quit match. It was held at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. There was 100,000 pay-per-view buys, and there was estimated 1,000 people in attendance.
Is Fight for the Fallen a pay-per-view? No, it's not.
Incorrect.
Fighter Fest.
Incorrect.
That's also not a pay-per-view.
We named.
I know it's All In, All Out, Double or Nothing.
You got to give me a year too. You can't.
It's 2020.
It's 2020. Yeah.
Okay, 2020.
All in 2020.
Incorrect. AJ.
All out 2020.
we said all the 2020s or all the pay-per-views.
We just had this pay-per-view not long ago.
Fucking
Full Gear 2020.
Correct.
God damn it.
Correct. Full Gear 2020.
The only reason I knew for a fact it was 2020 because FTR debuted whenever COVID was just started.
That's right. Yep.
That's why I waited to say 1,000 pay-per-view buys and 1,000 in attendance at the end, so you know it's 2020.
How did we forget about Full Gear?
It
just happened. It just happened.
All right, boys, get your pen and paper out here. I'm gonna need you to write this down here.
One of their 4 pay-per-views.
Yes.
Yep, one of their 4 pay-per-views. I thought I'd switch it up and give you a shot at AEW here. So
I liked it.
We still fucked it up.
Yeah,
because pay-per-views are so hard.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, you're going to be writing down this number and showing it to me when I ask you to reveal. All right, you guys ready? All right, first question. How many times has Natalya been a WWE champion?
Are we counting tag and
singles? All belts.
All belts.
How many times altogether has she held a belt? How many instances has she held a belt? Reveal. AJ says 6. Primo says 6. Incorrect. The answer is 3. She has been Divas champion, tag champion, and SmackDown women's champion. So the answer is 3.
I had it, and then I crossed it off.
You did have it. All right, here we go. Next question.
We're going to give that one to me, I think.
Next question.
No, we're not.
Who won the first ever women's Royal Rumble match in 2018? Who won the first
Are we writing this one too?
Yeah, you can write it down.
Yeah, let's write it down. Yep. Give me 10 seconds.
I misspelled it, but because I tried to write it too quickly.
All right, answer is Asuka. Primo.
Well, I was trying to write it. I said 10 seconds, but I have AS, which is going for Asuka.
Okay. The answer is Asuka, spelled Asuka.
Yeah,
Asuka.
I got it.
All right, Primo's going to win today, but just for shits and giggles, what year did Goldberg debut? I'm sorry, not Goldberg. Fuck. What year did Gold Dust debut?
Actual Gold Dust?
96.
Actual Gold Dust.
97.
Character.
97.
95.
95. Was that when the Roddy Piper fight?
I think it was. Yep.
Did he have like the green hair and like the pink?
No, it's when his outfit was actually gold.
All
right, so that was Square Circle questions.
Fake boobs yet? Did he have the fake boobs yet?
He didn't steal them from Terry yet. No.
Okay.
He did not steal them from Terry yet. All right, so
the champ is here.
It's time to get back. Yeah, Primo is the champ for.
You mean this
week?
This guy.
Champ.
Yeah, send him back. Send him back home.
All right, Primo's the champ for this week. All right, guys, it's time to get back to our
good job, Primo.
Promotions. We're going to be drafting women's wrestlers today. Just to give you a quick little reminder of who's got what. AJ's Glue Factory Wrestling. He's got Bryan Danielson, Finn Balor, CM Punk, Malachi Black, AJ Styles, Cesaro, and Daniel Makabe. His tag teams are FTR, Lucha Brothers, New Day, Jurassic Express, and the Varsity Blondes. Primo's pretty good wrestling promotion. He's got MJF, Darby Allin, Adam Cole, Miro, Brock, Johnny Gargano, Jeff Hardy, and his tag teams are the Bucks, Good Brothers, Briscoes, MSK, and 2.0. My Heels on Top promotion, I got Jericho, Rollins, Owens, Jay Lethal, Sasha Banks, Edge, and Jungle Jack Perry. My tag teams are the Usos, RK Bro, Red Dragon, Finn Juice, and the Street Profits. So we need to bolster our women's division here, boys. So we are drafting 5 women's wrestlers today.
Yeah. Sasha's a man in your promotion.
Sasha is already off the board.
She is. Got a dong.
So she is the only one not available
Sasha
so far here. Our order is going to be myself, Primo second, and AJ third, snake style. So we're going to be drafting here. So, all right. So let me kick this thing off, man. I think you guys probably know probably where I'm going to go here right off the bat. You know, the woman that I think is, probably going to end up being the greatest of all time. And in my eyes, she already is. My very first draft pick in this women's draft is none other than my wife's friend, Charlotte.
Becky. Oh, you mispronounced Becky Lynch.
I mispronounced Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
So
Becky
I'm going
Lynch,
with Charlotte as my first pick. Primo, you're up, my brother. First pick of the first round.
First pick of the first round. Wow, what a hard choice. First pick of the first round. And it's going to go to AJ, and then it's going to come back to me, right?
That's the way snake drafts work.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that you don't get a pick before I do. All right, so my first pick, the pretty good wrestling promotion, PGWP, if you will, selects Asuka.
You fucking fucker. She's like the only one that I wanted for sure was Asuka. You fuck.
All right, AJ, you make 2 picks here, buddy.
Hold on, we haven't done the pen thing in a while. 2 picks. I only wanted that one. Well, fuck. Well, we're gonna go Dr. Britt Baker.
You want Britt?
Dr. Britt Baker, and we are going to go with Becky Lynch.
Whoa. Okay. Back to the pretty good wrestling promotion. I gotta go with, a little unconventional of us pretty good wrestling promotional company over here, but I gotta go with the current AAA and Ring of Honor Women's Champion Deonna Purrazzo.
Good pick.
Very good pick. Very good pick. Probably the best in the game right now. For me, I'm sticking on the WWE side for my next pick. I'm taking Bianca. Have a face to go with my heel. And then coming up third, man, this one's tough right here, man, because there's somebody I'm kind of leaning towards.
Sorry, what was number 2?
Bianca Belair.
Bianca.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm gonna take the NWA Women's Champion Camille.
She's on my list.
Nice.
Yep. Go with a little NWA action there. So AJ, Primo, you are back up again, sir.
I am back up, and my number 3, the third pick of the women's draft for the pretty good wrestling promotion is.
I like how he pauses for the pretty good.
Thunder Rosa.
Nice.
All right.
Thunder Rosa.
I'm a big fan of Thunder.
She was going to be one of my next 2, but that's okay.
She's a ball buster.
Yeah, I like Thunder Rosa.
All right. AJ, give me
On
2
to
picks,
Glue
man.
Factory.
So, for the third pick, Glue Factory Wrestling chooses the soon-to-be returning Bayley.
Nice.
God, I hope she doesn't come back as a face. If she comes back as a face, I'm dropping her. And for the number 4 pick, Glue Factory Wrestling chooses Chris Statlander.
Boo.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry, Dewdrop is still out there for anyone wanting Dewdrop, which we all do. So, just saying, she's there.
Still there. Okay.
Yeah, Dewdrop.
All right.
For the 4th pick of the women's draft, the pretty good wrestling, or as you say, pretty good wrestling promotion selects our first legend.
Leader. Who a leader?
AJ Lee.
Nice.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right. My next to last pick, I'm going with Ronda Rousey.
Also interesting.
For my pick there. And then it's kind of a project to maybe, on down the road, for, after she gets a little more polished. I'm going to go with Jade Cargill. Just for, based on the muscles and the looks alone. Like, she can be a good heel.
You already got Camille.
Yeah, I know.
I got Charlotte, Sasha, Camille, and Jade. Like, that's awesome.
That's a beefy.
Yeah, I told y'all my women's division was going to be nasty. So, all right, AJ.
Why do you keep trying to skip us?
I keep trying to skip you, dude. Primo.
Yeah. We all know who you're going to pick, so.
Make your next to last pick, or make your last picker.
All right. Us over here at the pretty good wrestling promotion, our fifth and final pick of the women's draft. Let's go ahead and go 1 through 5 here. We have some fighters on the list today. We have Asuka. We have the current Ring of Honor and AAA Women's Champion, Deonna Purrazzo. We have Thunder Rosa and our only legend on the list, AJ Lee. For number 5, we have up-and-comer, also a fighter, Rhea Ripley.
Nice. I get a feeling she's going to get a push here.
That's why I was going to take her with my number 5 pick. For that exact reason.
She's been, usually when they put somebody off the radar, it's because they're about to get a push.
About to get a push, yeah. All right, make the last pick here.
All right. Glue Factory Wrestling. Even though this person has one of the worst gimmicks around right now, I still love her, and I'm hoping she's going to drop it and get another push. We're going to go with Alexa Bliss, at number 5.
She was my other one I was thinking about with Jade Cargill. So
I love Alexa Bliss so much.
I always have. All right, good draft there today. Real quick, I got Charlotte, Bianca, Camille, Ronda Rousey, and Jade Cargill. Primo.
I told you guys no redheads. I don't know why you kept saying Lita.
And Becky Lynch. How did I not get Asuka? Like, I'm the Asuka mark here. Like, how did I not?
Also, nobody picked Gail Kim or Mickie James.
No.
But I will say my 5 for this draft, the pretty good wrestling promotion selected.
That was a good one.
Asuka, Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa, AJ Lee, and Rhea Ripley.
Well, Glue Factory Wrestling has Dr. Britt Baker, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Chris Statlander, and Alexa Bliss.
All right. That will do it for the women's draft this week. Next month, month of February, we're going to be drafting managers, valets, general managers, and factions. That's going to be all in one draft coming up in February. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one coming up. So, all right, let's get to it. It's time to close the show. AJ, where can you get the Sit Down Marks podcast, my brother?
You, Marks, can get the Sit Down Marks podcast at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Radio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Prime, Music, Audible, SportsWire, online radio at 6:15 Eastern Standard Time, right before the
number 1
Thomas Bryce Show. Go and listen. Give us a 5-star review. Why not? We're awesome. So, go listen.
That's right. Tell that one wrestling buddy that you have about us.
Tell several.
Several.
Not just one. Don't stop at one.
All right, let's get to these weekend picks here. I don't know if you guys want to get to them or not, but AJ, let's start with you, man. You were 24-26 coming into the week. One of the fights we picked got dropped off. You ended with a 1-3 night, which brings you to 25-29. But I got faith. You're going to bounce back, looking good. Let's make some picks for this week. There's a huge pay-per-view going on. Let's make these picks, man. How about Stamen versus Nurmagomedov?
Nurmagomedov.
Good choice.
Spival versus Hardy.
Who is the first one?
Spival.
Spival sounds tougher.
Spival goes west.
All right. It seems like there's always a Lima that you got to pick. So a Lima versus Fialho.
I mean, you know who I'm going to take. So
you're taking the Lima. So.
Yeah.
All right. Marino versus Figueiredo in the co-main event.
Torino.
Marino or
Figueiredo?
That one.
Marino.
Okay. And then the main event. Ngannou versus Gain. Big hoss fight here, man.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard the name Gain before, so we're going to go with Gain.
All right, going with the challenger. All right, Primo.
Shit.
You went 4-2 coming into last week. You picked Sherman to get the win. He did not, so you went 0-1, dropping.
Yeah, you got submitted, bitch.
To 4-3. So help the gamblers out this week, man. Look at that card. Who's your lock of the week?
I gotta say, Nurmagomedov, I can't even say his name, He's gonna win against Stamen in the bantamweight matchup on the main card there. I can't make a call on that main event. Ngannou versus Gain. Gain's 10-0.
Yeah.
But Francis
he is.
Francis Ngannou is a bad man.
He blasts. He puts people to sleep. All I know is I want to watch it. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's the clash.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. But Primo, since you're here, man, tell us what's going on the pod next week, man.
Well, I will tell you what's going on.
Since you're here.
Since you're here. Since you're still sticking around, I guess. Like, do something.
Since I'm here and all, I'll tell you what's going on the pod next week. It is the last pod before ya boys. The new that's here on Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
That's right. Before we head to St. Louis for the 2022 WWE Royal Rumble.
Oh, so excited.
We will be covering all the latest, of course, in AEW Impact. I'd like to tell you didn't put WWE on here, but AEW Impact, possibly WWE.
Maybe parts of WWE.
And the Indies. And we'll also go over our 2022 Royal Rumble card, as well as wrap up January and review the 2010 Royal Rumble as our dropkick discussion of the week. Big episode coming next week. Be there. Be sure to tune in. Be sure to catch the replays between now and then. Thank you.
All right. You guys got any notes here before we take her home?
Nope.
Only note I got is it seems like Walter, Gunther, whenever they fix that shit, seems like he might be in line to maybe make a big run at the title. So I feel like something's lined up for him. But
put a belt on him. He's awesome.
I'll tell you what. But I want to thank everybody listening right now on all the podcast platforms, downloading and subscribing to the pod. We really do appreciate it. Right, Seth? Right, Seth?
Yep.
What? Don't forget to get... Go ahead, Primo. Do you want to say something, Primo? Never mind. Don't forget to get... Friday, St. Louis Anarchy. Saturday night, Zawa Live Wrestling. Stay tuned, guys. Very soon on the pod, we're going to have referee Dan Perch. He's going to be on there. And one last thing before we'll go home. Like, I just can't get past this. Somebody told me today that you could use a calendar from 1994 for 2022, and it works the same. And my mind's been blown all day. So
1984?
1994. You
can do that like every 28 years, right?
I know, but it's just blowing my head off.
Next
like
year,
I can't I want to go find a 94 calendar now and hang it up and be like, yeah, that works, man. That's just as good.
Vintage.
Vintage calendar.
I do want to say real quick, before we get any closer to the Rumble, do you guys have any guesses as to men's Rumble surprises, or also if we were to get, I saw some speculation today on Squared Circle. People are saying if anybody from Impact would come over, it'd be Big Cass.
No, he left Akron, or he did not leave
on good terms.
Under good terms, yeah.
Right. So I thought it would be Moose because he was talking shit.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I think they all want to be the one. They all.
Now, of course, everybody wants to be the one to show their face in the big show, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Obviously, I would go ahead and count out AEW, right?
Okay, there's no way.
Yeah, that's no. I'm saying, I don't know, man. The Rock, man. The Rock is my guess for the big surprise.
He's already been taken off the table, hasn't he? And I like the people who are saying Moxley, but it's like, go read his book. He's never going back to WWE ever.
I don't know.
Unless they pay him.
CM Punk said, "Let me check my calendar. Am I in the Rumble?" Or
there's something. Yeah, there's something every year with the Rumble though, because it's such a surprise element factor there that it could be anybody. There's always something every year. There was Omega rumors years ago that didn't happen. You know what I mean?
How many times has Chris Jericho showed up just for the Rumble?
Just for the Rumble?
Right.
See, I can see him or Matt Cardona. Those are my guesses.
Yeah, and I also saw that too, like Matt Cardona using that to like his gimmick even more.
Yeah,
Like,
it'd be great.
They let him come back in to be in the Rumble, because he's WWE guy.
But yeah.
Did you talk about him winning the ECW TNT title?
Oh no, I did not.
No, I'm talking about Dirty.
Okay, I was gonna say like,
GCW.
Yeah, GCW.
ECW. He won Rhino's old ECW title.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. Also, and also
what belt you got home? We can put on the line.
Yeah. Right. Also saw Malachi. I don't know if you talked about this earlier when you were talking about your indie roundup, but I saw Malachi Black and Jay Lethal are going 1-on-1 this weekend.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah.
Well, this got too long, so I probably had to start making selections.
Yeah.
But that'd be a big one, man. That'd be a big one. So, hey, right around the corner though, Royal Rumble. AJ, take us home, man.
Grab them kegs.